Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Casa de Anime. Today we'll be covering Beastars, episode 8, Caught Like Floss in a Canine's Teeth. Like and subscribe to Casa de Anime for more content. So my name's Aaron.
And I'm Kenny.
My name's Keith, and we'll be doing the review today.
No, retake that. Let's redo that.
All right,
That shit.
I fucked up on the intro anyway. Redo the whole thing.
I was slow. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Casa de Anime. Today we'll be covering Beastars episode 8, Caught Like Floss in a Canine's Teeth. Like and subscribe to Casa de Anime for more content. Hey, my name's Aaron.
And I'm Kenny.
And I'm Keith. All right, so this episode we started out at the festival. Everyone was preparing for the festival. And my poor boy, Legoshi, we see he's in his feelings. We see he's in his feelings because last episode, we find out that he finds out Louis and Haru have been having a little thing going on, and he knows Louis lied about it. And now everyone can tell Legoshi's sad too. He makes it very obvious. And what'd you guys think about that part?
I mean, it's cool to me that everyone's able to tell that Legoshi's upset. And I think that's interesting that people pick up on his emotions because, sometimes it feels like he's a loner, but when you realize that the group actually respects him and they actually care about how he feels, it's very assuring that the drama club, regardless of how carnivores and herbivores treat each other, kind of still, treat each other equally,
Yeah.
He doesn't let anyone in though at all when
but it's still
him what's wrong. Mm-hmm. No one really doesn't give that in of hey, yeah, there's something bothering me. He lets it go. Well, he doesn't let it go precisely. He just keeps it in and doesn't tell anyone.
Yeah, I like how they're all close, but you still see obviously they all have their friends outside of the drama club, but they are all close and they can tell when something's wrong with one another. So that's cool within itself, but still they're not close enough to help him with his personal issue at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're not like Jack relatively.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't even open up to Jack. Wait, is Jack part of the art club too, or no?
No.
Okay, he's not part of it. Okay, that's probably why he doesn't open up to him, because we don't see him.
Yeah, anything Jack's been finding out has pretty much been from just Jack knowing his friend or just self-discovery of the rabbit porn, stuff like that.
Okay.
So later we move into our next scene, and I guess Legoshi offers it's getting before that we actually see it's cool because we get to see the mayor. And it's interesting because he's a carnivore also, but he seems like an interesting dude. I don't know.
Yeah, he might be a beaster. I mean, if he's a carnivore and he was able to, gather up herbivores to vote for him and stuff like that, I feel like he might be a beaster.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but it was cool to see a carnivore in that position. I guess because usually we've been seeing them discriminated against pretty much throughout the entire show, so that was interesting within itself. But after that, Legoshi offers to walk Haru back, and so we get this awkwardness, and he's almost trying to let her know how he really feels, but he still has other things on his mind. And so you guys want to talk about that more?
Yeah, I mean, it was he was trying to, get some things off his chest about he wants to figure out basically where Haru and Louis stand in their relationship, what's that all about? And he's also trying to get off his chest, about what happened that the first time they met when he scratched her arm, and I feel all that's leading up to him having an awkward conversation with her because he's he doesn't know how to go about it. Plus he doesn't talk to a lot of people in general, so it's he's there and he's I got two huge burdens that I want to let go of so I can build a relationship with her, but I can't. He's I don't know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he also brings up how Haru shouldn't be sleeping around either. He's like, you shouldn't expose yourself like that to everyone. And I don't know what kind of comment she gave him back. She said, I can do whatever I want, kind of like.
Yeah, it was more so she just gave him like kind of what the other herbivores give the other carnivores. You really don't understand where herbivores are coming from. She's like, I have to every day I live and I don't know when I could be eaten alive by a carnivore. And the irony is she was almost eaten alive by Legoshi earlier on in the season. And so she's almost just like gives him this, you don't have the empathy to understand me. Like we can still be close, but at the end of the day, you're trying to help me, but you can't even feel what I go through.
Yeah, and it was weird that like, you know, he saw it in the light of like her doing that as like a sign of like not having respect for herself, but like in her situation, she saw it as a sign of like life is short and I want to experience things. Like you guys are guaranteed a long life, like regardless of anything, because no one's usually going to devour you. So like my life's always on the line when I'm living. So that's why I want to do these things and I want to experience these things. And it was funny that like they had kind of different, you know, perspectives on what she was doing. And like it was kind of rude of him to even say that, because it was like, dude, like you don't know my circumstances, I don't know yours. Don't judge me. Don't like, you know.
Yeah.
Was he judging though? I don't think he was. I think he's trying.
He was.
You think so? I think he was just looking out for her, but didn't mean.
But that's so judging because you think it's something wrong. That's the whole thing. It's like, oh, you know, you're sleeping around. I don't think you should do that. So like you already think it's wrong and they're doing it for the wrong reasons, but you don't even know their intention. So it's like, that is, I don't know. That's
I feel like she was trying to.
It came from a good place though, obviously.
Yeah, he was trying to understand her situation. He was, from his point of view, he was almost like, you seem like a victim in these situations. But it was interesting because she's like, no, like you said, life is short and she's living it up, you know, she's doing the most. So in his mind, she was the victim, but in her mind, she's making the most of situations and opportunities. So it's really just comes down to perspective at that point. But after that, we get another great scene of Legoshi's awkwardness so she can't really understand him. And at that point, their conversation is pretty much over. So she tries to walk away and Legoshi grabs her, which I don't know why this guy like keeps putting his hands on people and stuff.
Especially a little helpless bunny.
Yeah. But he grabs her and she's like, let go. And so they make this huge scene. And that's where we get into we find out actually that from carnivores looking aggressive and being around a herbivore, you can get arrested.
Arguing with a herbivore, being aggressive or arguing with a herbivore can get you arrested, and it can actually get a herbivore arrested too. Maybe for provoking, they see that as like, you know, like intentional. So, you know, like that's a very interesting thing because she said, oh, I could get arrested too. So it was like a very interesting thing that she was like worried about him, but she was also worried about herself because she was like, oh, I don't want to be caught up in this.
And it's crazy how these laws, like what other laws do they have that are this strict on like herbivores versus carnivores at that point? Like,
yeah, no, we just see another form of the system discriminating and holding down carnivores. It's like you can't. And she talks about it later, but she says, you know, I read in a book, carnivores should even smile more. And they should you should adapt your personality. You should adapt to the people around you and make everyone else feel more safe around you, as opposed to everyone should change their views and stop judging. So that was interesting also.
Yeah, it's like you have to appeal to the masses. So like it's required that, you know, smile more, don't show your canine teeth, like stuff like that, you know?
So eventually, Legoshi and Haru, they escape the situation, being chased by the cops and everything. And they're sitting on the bench, and we get this ironic scene of, he's like, oh, I should finally tell her about the night I almost attacked her. And she actually brings it up first, but she doesn't, so we know she doesn't know who it was, but she does remember it happened, and she didn't really want to talk about it. So the irony, and she says, it's funny because she says, you know, it's all right though, because I feel safer around you, even though he's the one that attacked her. So the whole irony of that scene was I just felt even worse for Legoshi.
I wonder how she's gonna react when she finds out it was really him.
Yeah, we'll see. Because what do you think she's gonna do? Do you think it's?
I think they're building a relationship that she's gonna eventually understand. Because I don't know, I guess she's gonna understand somehow. It's Haru. Yeah. She understands any situation. Yeah. She reads people really well.
She's very reasonable.
And I think it's because of she. It's funny because she seems like a very lonely person, but she does seem like when she's interacting with other people, she seems extremely reasonable, friendly. She knows how to communicate well. So these things, we see like a flip side of her almost, you know.
And she knows how to stand up for herself too.
Yeah. Yeah, like when Legoshi, she's telling Legoshi like, I'm not a victim. Like she's constantly telling people I'm not a victim, you know.
We get the scene where Bill cut Louis' hand right before then, and then we get Louis wrapping up his hand, and then we get Legoshi creeping back behind him, and then he's like, hope that doesn't leave a scar or something like that, right? That was funny.
With the most like angry straight face that you've ever
yeah.
He's just like, hope that doesn't leave a scar.
I like it. Even Legoshi's starting to step up to Louis. He's really becoming a man, or a man wolf, whatever you want to call it. But he's starting to step up to people, and I guess it's now because he knows his feeling of love, and he's kind of hurt and he's kind of jealous. So now we're seeing this more aggressive side of Legoshi, which I actually been waiting to see, because he's been very timid throughout the whole show.
Yeah. I mean, he's a gray wolf. He kind of has to come off as timid. He's actually very much a threat if he wanted to be.
And so, long behold, Juno walks in, and it's funny if you notice Louis' face is his eyes are like wide open when she walks in, and everyone's kind of like, whoa, Juno, oh, you're back, blah blah blah. Like they greet her with open arms, and he looks at someone and he says, I thought you told me Juno was, what do you say, a loner or something?
Yeah,
because she changed from what Louis told her. I mean, I feel like she was like, wow, Louis like spoke to me like she can change and be a better person, and like you're seeing her basically
from what Legoshi told her.
Well, yeah, from what Legoshi told her earlier, you know. And I think like she's stepping out of her shell, and like everyone's noticing. And I think Louis is kind of in shock because he's seeing like a carnivore, a gray wolf, basically essentially take his role, and basically is going to be the next Beastar when he leaves. So it's like, you know, he's seeing something that he probably wasn't expecting. He was expecting probably like a herbivore or something, but like to see all of that like go down to another carnivore taking a role, or about to, then, you know, makes him a little bit scared, I think.
Yeah, so we finally see a different side of Juno when she's cleaning up in the studio late at night, and she asks Louis to help her practice, and eventually she just kind of aggressively pulls herself on top of him and starts explaining. We start to see like what she's really here for, and she says it straight out. I'm here to be a Beastar, and also, by the way, don't like get in Legoshi's way either, because he's mine. And that was like a whole nother flip side that I
I mean, and she said I know you don't like carnivores, and she's like, I'm here to create a better life for carnivores. And you saw like Louis clench his fist really hard, but then let go eventually, because he was like, I can't win in strength against a carnivore. But like, I think that's like the whole entire thing is like Louis is becoming a Beastar, but he still holds like these very prejudiced views compared to like her. She wants to become a Beastar, but like she's actually looking out for carnivores. Louis doesn't seem like he's really looking out for carnivores. It just seems like carnivores kind of in his way.
And we see two people that want to be Beastars. One's a carnivore and one's a herbivore. And what has been the theme throughout the entire show, carnivores experience a lot of discrimination and kind of just being shit on throughout the show. So like she's at a position where she's like I've experienced this, and I really want to change this right now. But you know, Louis, he's had he's been in a position where he's maybe had to worry about his life being a herbivore, but in terms of like status and discrimination, none of that's really affected him. And so we see someone, I guess you can say almost she's more passionate about uniting people than Louis is.
Oh, for sure. Because like you don't really see when Louis is around, you don't see him uniting people at all. And when you see Juno come around, like you said, when she walked in, everyone was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? What happened to you? Blah blah blah," like that, all that kind of stuff. Like you can see two different sides of like.
I was gonna say, she does it from kind of like her aura, like, and just her personal value. Like Louis does it from status. Like I feel like his family, because of who he is in his family, that's the reason why people are like, "Oh, this guy is supposedly amazing and great," but like, no one expects anything out of her, but she's amazing. That's why everyone's like, "Oh shit."
So we see Louis says something. He says, "You believe you deserve to have it all," to Juno. And right there, like I really do feel like she thinks she deserves Legoshi. She thinks she should be a Beastar, and I'm not saying that she shouldn't be, but it's clear like she knows where she knows she should be. So I thought that was kind of cool that she kind of got exposed where like thinking she deserves everything.
But if you also notice, Louis also kind of threatens her a little bit. She's like, "You like Legoshi? Why don't you observe him a little bit and let me know how you really think he thinks of you?"
Yeah, because Louis knows now, like we all know, Louis knows Legoshi likes Haru. And then he's like, "Oh, this woman that's gonna challenge me likes Legoshi, who doesn't even like you. All right, that's something I can one up you on. All right, just serve Legoshi for a little bit." So that's sure. And we see later on it kind of tears her in two when she finds out
Legoshi has a crush on Haru.
Yeah. So later on, I believe they're all at the festival, and we get a crazy scene where of just a straight blackout. And me personally, I thought there was just gonna be mass murder in the streets.
Yeah, I honestly thought there was just gonna be blood running in the streets, man. I was like, oh my god, this guy.
People were screaming. It's like when you're in kindergarten and someone shuts off the light and everyone starts running. Like these guys were panicking, man. But I could understand the fear because they mentioned that devourings have been going up. So
especially when it was a blackout, because they said whenever a blackout happened, there was going to be someone getting devoured.
So I could understand that feeling, but these guys, boy, I really thought a lot of people were going to die right there. But maybe later we'll we'll see. So
and I was gonna say, even it's interesting that the carnivores, the group, all got together and they made a circle around the herbivores, and they were making sure to protect their group. And it's interesting because we've seen like herbivores and carnivores have their differences, but the drama club, like they really actually looked out for each other. They literally made a circle to protect the weaker ones, and even Bill was a part of it. Meanwhile, a couple episodes ago, he was about to bite off some moose's fingers for a couple of coins or something. So, I thought it was cool that they got that from in that group.
It's definitely like a microcosm of kind of what's going on throughout the entire world. Is that like at the end of the day, like these carnivores are being discriminated against, but like when everybody thought Legoshi was attacking Haru in the train station, someone yelled out, "Is there a bigger carnivore nearby?"
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they still look to these guys to like protect. They're like, who's the better man in this crowd that will protect us? The big and bad wolf, So it's kind of funny, their relationship. It's very funny actually.
Yeah.
So they used them basically still.
Yeah, it's pretty much using them actually.
Well, I was gonna say the cop was a carnivore, so that was interesting. But we get into the final scene of Legoshi going out of his way at nighttime to look for Haru during the blackout, and him running up to Haru, and Haru turns around at pitch black at night and runs up and is like, "Louis, thank you for saving me." I was like, man, the lights are about to turn on right now.
Oh, my heart sunk.
That was terrible.
And the music played in the background too.
Yeah.
You know, it was just heartbreak. And then he's like, then she's trying to be sorry about it, and he's like, no, it's okay, but you know, he's just broke.
Yeah. It's like when you try and play something off, but the person like who you're trying to play it off to keeps bringing up the thing you're trying to play off, so it just makes it even harder and harder. He's like,
and
oh,
it
it's
hurts
okay,
even
it's all
more.
good.
You're
And
like,
she
oh,
just keeps
please
saying,
stop.
oh, I'm sorry.
Stop.
Like,
It's over.
yeah.
But Christ. He's like,
you
I'm
just
so
gotta know
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And he went out of his way. Like, he was searching really hard, like sniffing out her scent and doing the whole 9 for her.
He left a group of like 10 people to go save one person.
Yeah. And she could have, like, something could have happened there because she was just sitting by a tree scared. So, I mean.
And of course, Juno was following right behind Legoshi to see what he was doing. And she could not believe it. She's like, a wolf and a rabbit?
Yeah.
Like, is that even possible?
We see a little bit of Juno's biases coming out, you know? She's like,
she was angry.
Work. This is, but yeah, she's honestly, she's jealous too. And she's just like when Legoshi saw Haru and Louis, but now it's happening to her. So all this is just that whole love circle thing is going around, man.
Yeah, she was like, I might have to eat somebody for real. Like, I thought about devouring. Nah, I really might have to.
Did she think about it? Maybe she'll fall in love with Louis. I don't know. That kind of like, that was weird, that scene. I felt like a little connection in that one scene.
Yeah, there was a little connection. I mean, there was connection because I think they both have very high aspirations, you know, to like, you know, strive for like big things. So like they connect in that way of like, oh, I'll see you when we meet up at the Beastar Council or whatever it is, you know, like years from now, you know. So it's like an interesting dynamic between them.
Yeah. So you guys have any predictions for the next couple episodes, the next episode?
I think this is leading up.
Legoshi's gonna snap.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna snap somewhere. But I feel like next episode someone's gonna get devoured. We're gonna see someone we know get devoured because they keep leading up to it. They've been showing these past 2 episodes people getting murdered, and it's something big's gonna happen. Like, what's this? Something's gonna happen at the festival when it like actually starts up.
I agree with that completely. I definitely agree with that completely. What about you, kid?
No, I definitely think they've been leading up to the devouring stuff. I'm wondering if Juno is going to try and get closer to Haru now and figure out like what makes her so special, or if she's going to try and sabotage her in some way to make her look less appealing in Legoshi's eyes. So I think that's kind of my prediction.
Oh, that's nice that you brought that up, actually, because like maybe she'll get close to Haru and learn a little bit more about Louis and sabotage Louis and try to get the Beastar role like that, because Haru is the only one that knows about the antlers.
Yeah. Something like that,
man.
I could see so many things happening. I really don't know.
I see a lot of exploitation in the future.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So this has been another review with Casa de Anime. Like and subscribe for weekly content, and we'll catch you next week on the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace
See
out,
you later. Peace out.